Welcome everybody to Local Leads. My name is Rich. As normal, I will be hosting the webinar today. So today what we're going to go over in this short video is going to be kind of random stuff that you're going to need to know. Specifically and mostly in the CRM, the different things that you guys can find. So we're just going to kind of go over and kind of work through questions that we normally have after training. So after you've kind of learned how to jump into your dialer, how to take phone calls, how to process a lead, and how to transfer. You've done some transfers, and maybe you've transferred some to the internal buyers, and you've transferred some to our external buyers. And so now you're kind of at a point where you want to see how many leads you have. You want to see some reports. Maybe you come across a situation where you're going to need to resend a lead to an agent. We'll show you how to do that. Maybe you need to just find a previous lead. So, in the situation, we gave a couple situations like this through training that you need to call somebody back. They say, hey, can you call me back after work, or can you call me back tomorrow or next week, or what have you, and you already got most of their information, but now you need to call them back and just fill out the rest of it. So instead of redoing it, you just need to pull up their info. So we're going to go over that kind of stuff. We'll probably jump into a few other things as we go if we remember them. So we're just going to go over these main ones and just answer some random questions. So, hey guys, if you guys ever have any questions, don't forget that we have daily conference calls at 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we also have the agent chat that's always available to you, okay? So let's go ahead and start with just going to the CRM and logging in. And just like we talked about, every time that you log into the CRM here, you're not in a position to create leads yet. And today we're not even really going to go over creating leads, but just as a reminder, if you log in to create a lead, you need to go to staff, and you need to go to clock in before you go create a lead. And if you don't clock in when you attempt to create a lead, it will alert you saying, hey, you need to clock in first. And then, of course, always before you log out for the day, make sure you clock out. Now, if you're in here during the weekend or at the end of the day or really anything else, and you want to just look at reports, and you want to see, okay, how many have I done this week? You can go down to staff. You hover over staff, just like when you clock in, and you go to My Current Week's Insurance Leads Report, and it'll pull up how many you have. Okay, and as you can see, I don't do that many leads. I'm not usually on the phone. However, I have one unmatched, who's probably a training lead. So, but this will show you where you're at for the week. So it'll show you how many live leads you've transferred, how many unmatched, and emails you've transferred as well, or sent. So it's just a good place if you want to see where you're at for the day or where you're at for the week. Everybody has access to that report. All you got to do is, like I said, you just go ahead and hover over staff, and then go, usually yours is going to be all the way down at the bottom, My Current Week's Auto Insurance Leads Report, okay? So the other place that we're going to talk about really quickly is if you need to find a lead. So when you need to find a lead, there's two ways to do it, but we're just going to show you the first one. So the lead screen, you go to leads, hover over auto insurance leads, and instead of creating lead, we're going to drop down to view and update leads. Okay, so just like we were talking, create a lead if you need to create one, view and update if you need to find one. And what you can do here is you're automatically going to be selected as the rep that you're going to be searching for. And so what you're going to do is if you want to find a specific lead, you can always search them by their last name or their first name or their phone number. Okay. You also can search them by date range. So if you think that the date was, well, man, I think it was, the 14th of January or something like that, or the 12th of December, you need to make sure that you put in a date range that encompasses when you did that lead. So I always usually, if you're going to look for a lead, if you know about when it was, always go back a week or two before that. So if you think it was, December 12th, go back to December 5th. If you think it was January 15th, go back to, January 7th or January and look at the leads that you've done, so that way you can see them. So a couple of things real quick. When you do come up with the lead, so let's say you did the search and you came up with a lead right here, John Smith. Okay. Now there's a couple of things that you can do from here. First of all, you can see if you're what status that lead was. So as you can see here, the disposition was an unmatched email. So that basically means that was probably going to an external buyer or a disconnected lead. If you saw one that said transferred, that's when you'd know that that was a live transfer. When you look over here, you can also view a cancel reason. One of the things about leads when we send a lead to an agent is if we collect the data about a lead and that information is wrong, then the agent might return that lead and expect a replacement lead in order to, pay for it. So what usually happens is when you're on the phone with somebody, they will say something like, "Oh yeah, I don't have any tickets and accidents." But in reality, maybe they have 3 or 4, and they're trying to tell us that they don't have any so they can get a better rate on their insurance. But when an insurance company quotes you a rate, so they give you a free quote, they look at your driving record and base that quote based on your driving record now. And that only takes a few seconds to pull up. So during the quote, after we transfer the lead over to the insurance agent, and that insurance agent is running the quote, they're going to pull up their driving record and see that, hey, that lead, didn't give us the correct information, and they had multiple tickets and accidents. So they're able to return that lead. So if that happens, then we also return it to you as well. So basically you can see, okay, well maybe that person got canceled because of tickets and accidents, or because for multiple reasons. And here, let me change reps really fast, and I'll actually show you just a couple of them really quickly. So you can see different cancel reasons here, and we'll bring those to the top really quick. Come on. Oops, we gotta do canceled leads. There we go. Okay. Well, maybe not. Let's look here. So just canceled reasons. Here we go. So if you look at some of these are like bogus leads. So every once in a while, this doesn't happen very often, but you might be on the phone with them, and they might give you complete fake information. They might say, yeah, my name is Britney Spears or Arnold Schwarzenegger, and obviously the obvious ones you already know. But some people will just say, yeah, my name is John Smith, and they give you an address and a phone number and go all the way through, and then we can't find any information on them because they're fake people. Tickets, accidents, DUI, that was pretty self-explanatory. The same company. Every once in a while, you'll be on the phone with a lead and you ask them, what is your insurance company? And they say, well, my insurance company is State Farm. When in reality, their insurance company is Farmers, or vice versa. And so a lot of people get mixed up between Allstate, State Farm, and Farmers sometimes. And so if we send a lead that currently has the same carrier to that agent, then they're able to credit it. So, for example, if we send a lead that currently has a State Farm policy and we transfer that lead to a State Farm insurance agent, that insurance agent can't do anything with it because it's already a State Farm client. So they'll return that lead because they are not able to quote it. A duplicate lead, this happens every great once in a while. We'll call out and that person will get a quote again, and we accidentally send it to the same person. They're able to send that. But those are really the main issues. And then this last one, no previous coverage. So a lot of times if you ask somebody, how long have you had your insurance, and they say, oh, I've had it for 3 years, but really they've only had it for 3 months, then the agent will be able to return it because it doesn't have enough previous coverage. So typically we're always looking for at least 6 months, if not 12 months of continuous coverage. Okay, so that's how you find a lead. One, always make sure you change the date range back to when you think that lead was or before that. If you want to see only canceled leads, you can check this box right here or uncheck it. And then if you want to see all your complete leads and none of your canceled leads, you just go ahead and click on complete leads, and then you can click on search. Now, let's say that you needed to update a lead. So let's say you were collecting a lead, some lead information, and the person tells you to call them back. So you come into your view and update lead screen, and you search for any of your incomplete leads, which here you go, Robert Tumbarello, it would be one, and you want to update it. You want to call Robert and fill out that lead or finish it up and send it over to an agent. So what you would do is you would come in here, you would find that lead, so Robert, and you're going to click on update the lead, which is going to update and open the lead. Okay, so as you can see, it just showed that I wasn't clocked in. So you have to be clocked in order to do anything with the lead. So if you're going to attempt to send that lead anywhere, you're going to have to be clocked in. So you would go ahead and click on update, and now what it's going to do is that lead is open to be able to be edited. So if you needed to grab maybe another driver here, or you needed to update their info before you click save an email, that's what you would do. So if you need to update a lead, you go find the lead, you highlight the lead, and then you click update. And then you can go ahead and edit it as you like, save and email it so you can transfer it, whatever you need to do. Now, if you just need to view the lead, so you're like, oh, well, I don't remember this lead, all you need to do is hover on the lead, click view, and you can just view the basic lead info. You can't edit it from here. This is just a view screen. Okay. Now, really quickly, let's say, for example, you have a lead, let's say Robert, here, or actually let's pick a different one because you're going to need a one that's been actually sent. So let's say John Lang. So John Lang, or let's say Christy DuPont. Let's say that you're on the phone with Christy and you go to transfer the lead. And you put Christy on hold and you call, it looks like Greg's office, and Greg answers the phone and you say, hi, this is so-and-so from Local Leads, and I have Christy DuPont on the phone ready to finish her quote. And the agent tells you, well, hey, Christy, I don't have the email, right? When you clicked save an email originally to send that lead off, it brought up a screen to transfer, right? Transfer that lead to. And it sent that email at the same time. Well, sometimes they don't get the lead or get the email. It gets lost in cyberspace. So if you need to send an email again, so you need to come in and say, okay, Greg, well, I'll send that email again while you're on the phone. You go to view and update. You're going to find the lead, right? So you put in the date range, which is just today, and then you click search. You hover on the lead, and you click on resend client emails. And resend client emails, what it's going to do is it's going to send another email to that entire distribution list. So typically an agent will have 3 or 4 of their agents on the distribution list, so everybody on their staff is able to get that email. Okay, so that's about all we need to cover for the day. We went over a lot of good stuff, how to check for canceled leads. Remember, just go ahead and uncheck or check the box of canceled and click search. You can see all your canceled leads. If you need to find a lead, you just go in here to your view and update lead screen and put in the date range, see which ones you want, the complete leads, and click search. If you wanted to update a lead, you just hover over the lead, click on update to open it up and update it, and you can send it or transfer whichever you like. So if you guys, again, have any questions, every day we have a conference call at 6:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so tune into that if you have any questions. Other than that, we will see you in the next video.